Let's explore how presidential agendas can affect the cost of housing. Presidential policies make a very big difference in home affordability. Consider the 1980s. The collision of President Reagan's tax cuts and a manufacturing sector expansion due to military buildup ignited inflation, and the Federal Reserve had to take out the big guns to battle this inflation by pressing interest rates sky high. Mortgage rates surpassed 18%. The result? The cost of debt to own a home became exorbitant. Making housing accessible, including for lower-income families, is a common objective of a president's agenda. President Harry Truman's 1949 Housing Act sought to give every family a decent home and included a national massive expansion of public housing. Housing markets are shaped by the tax policies that come from a president's promises made to win elections. President Clinton's Taxpayer Relief Act of 1997 lowered capital gains taxes, allowing homeowners to exclude profits, $250,000 or $500,000 for couples filing jointly after only 2 years of living in the sold property. President Johnson's commitments to eliminate poverty and enhance urban living led to urban renewal in the 1960s. New public housing and new infrastructure was built, but lower-income citizens could not compete for properties that had increased in value. Policies against discrimination, including the 1968 Fair Housing Act, increased housing availability by eliminating barriers to housing inventory based on race, religion, and other protected classes. The budget, crafted by Congress, requires the president's approval. For example, President Obama's policies addressed the housing crisis in 2008 in the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. This bill helped rehab foreclosed homes, which meant that people could keep living in their same neighborhood and still afford to do so. Using environmental policies, presidents can affect housing costs. In the 1970s, President Carter advocated for conserving energy by using measures to change building standards, like insulation that would reduce utility bills in energy-conserving homes. Rural housing programs have boosted affordability outside densely populated cities, thanks to the 1940s New Deal policies, like low-interest loans for farm families. President Roosevelt's Farmers Home Administration helped rural families own land and keep farms running, creating stable communities and affordable housing in the countryside. Housing affordability is affected by policies of presidential agendas, such as taxes, the sustainability of cities, and concepts of fairness. New policy may come with every presidential administration, so it becomes imperative that the impacts on buying, selling, and renting of homes be kept in mind by an informed citizenry.